Its high walls match its towering reputation. In here are housed the country's most dangerous criminals.
Yeah, the arms off, thanks.
It's one of 2 prisons we've been invited inside. Governors opened gates that have never been unlocked for the media before at HMP Frankland near Durham and at HMP Sutton near York. We were free to mix with some of crime's most notorious names.
Oh, chance. So mixed in with that group, in theory, could be like a murderer or a...
Tact offender.
Tact offender.
Yeah.
From Tact or Terrorism Act offenders to rapists and paedophiles, these men are serving some of the longest sentences ever imposed.
So what's it like to be locked up in one of the most high-security prisons in Britain?
It's horrible. There are so many things I don't want to put myself in danger by saying certain things that is going to cause me a lot of problem while I'm in here.
Do you ever spend any time in here thinking about what the other prisoners have done?
No. That's something you can't really do, you know what I mean? It's something you don't want to do. Yeah, I've been in 18 years, so I'm up for parole this year. Can't wait to get out.
Those still inside the prisons with no sign of release include the Soham murderer Ian Huntley, Millie Dowler's killer Levi Belfield, and, until his recent death, the Yorkshire Ripper Peter Sutcliffe. Locked up with them, we understand, are terrorists including Thomas Mair, who murdered the MP Joe Cox, Diran Barrett, who planned multiple explosions in the UK and US, and the most deadly of all, Hashem Abedi, who helped plan the Manchester Arena attack. His brother set off the bomb that killed 22. There are many more in these jails who once trained for other attacks. It's terrorists like these at Full Sutton we've come to film with, who are now coached in the prison gym.
I was in Belmarsh before. It's really crap over there, but here's really good. Generally, Yorkshire people, I think they're nicer people.
Is everyone treated the same in here?
No comment.
But comment was not hard to come by among the other prisoners, whatever the severity of their own crimes.
I hear what they do. It's horrible, you know what I mean? Bombing the Manchester bombs and all that, and the London bombs, and I think it's disgusting.
It's hard to believe when someone says what they're in for. You know, they go, he's such and such, and you're like, you're joking, that the nice lad, and you find that a lot.
Terrorists can be nice people in prison.
Well, to be honest, yeah.
Their charge sheets read otherwise, from murder to mass attacks. This board shows all 25 terrorists at HMP Frankland. A dedicated department monitors all their communications.
5 ships.
Most terrorists are free to walk the wings, dispersed among general prisoners. Their cells, like any other. The most violent are put on a wing with close surveillance, and then there are those who pose an even graver danger. This is the separation centre at Frankland, a prison within a prison. Journalists have never been in here before. It's one of only 3 in the UK.
So this is the kind of quarters they're living in?
Yeah, that's a typical cell.
So they've got bed, table, sink, toilet.
5 out of 8 cells are occupied. This wing is reserved for the most radical.
I am within arm's reach of some of the most dangerous terrorists in Britain. They have been separated here, not because of their physical danger, but because of the mental threat they pose, their ability to twist the minds of others.
At the minute, it's the sort of Islamic radicalisers that we've got on the unit. That could be far right. Or anybody involved in radicalising the population in the main prison on a wing would go through the referral process, assessment and possible selection.
Their risk of radicalising inmates means they can only talk to one another, shouting through open windows.
You know, when you listen to the radio, I leave you to catch your nap, yeah? I leave you to catch your nap. It's 2:55.
They can socialise together in separate facilities where they have their own exercise regime and their own laundry roster. We saw where they cook and where they wash. The Ministry of Justice never confirmed names, but we understand that among the men on this wing is the Manchester Arena terrorist Hashem Abedi.
That's received Indy 5, that's 10-1709 in the other.
In the control centre, we watched on CCTV as a man we believe to be him socialised with a former Taliban fighter. We've also learned he's refusing to engage with any attempt to de-radicalise him. The same goes for all but one on his separation wing, despite the efforts of staff like Richard to prepare prisoners for eventual release.
One particular person I was working with, we opened his cell door and he said, "I'm not going to talk to you. You're an enemy of Islam. You're an Islamophobe. You're my enemy."
Is there any convincing that sort of person?
No.
So there are some people that you can't really work with?
There's some people that are so entrenched in their views, in their ideologies and their beliefs that we just become a holding centre for them.
But when most can only be held for so long, how do you make any terrorist comply with a system they have so radically set themselves against?